Hey, George Mason, this is Delegate David Bulova, and it's great to be here on WGMU. Greetings from Richmond and the 2014 General Assembly session, which started on January 8th. I'm very proud to represent the George Mason community and the Virginia House of Delegates, and I hope you will also get involved. Thanks very much to Take It to the Hill for giving me the opportunity to reach out to you. In Virginia, we have a part-time legislature, something I think that Thomas Jefferson would be very proud of, and it lasts for only 45 to 60 days during the year, depending on whether we have a budget to adopt or not. And this is a long session this year, and so we will be adopting our biennial budget that has to be balanced under Virginia's Constitution. It's going to be very, very busy. During the session, we will be considering over 2,000 bills, and to get through that, we have to break up into a lot of different committees and subcommittees, and I'm pleased to be on general laws, natural resources, and most importantly, from my perspective, is on education, which deals with anything from K-12 to higher education, including George Mason. First of all, I'd like to invite all Mason students to attend my town hall meeting with Senator Chap Peterson on Saturday, February 1st, from 9 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. at City of Fairfax Hall. Chap and I will give an overview of what is happening in the General Assembly and then take questions and answers. Second, as my constituents, I'd also like to invite all Mason students to take my survey at www.davidbulova.com and let me know what you think are the important issues of the session. During the session, we're going to be dealing with a number of big issues ranging from ethics reform to Medicaid to transportation and education. And I'm pleased that we started off in a bipartisan manner with the announcement of a framework for changes to Virginia's ethics laws. This includes a limit on tangible gifts, the establishment of an ethics advisory commission, and ongoing ethics training for elected officials. And so you'll see we have to go through continuing education as well. In addition, I think we could go a lot farther, and so I've introduced a bill to increase transparency by increasing the frequency that gifts must be reported. Right now, they only need to be reported once a year, and that's after an election, so you don't know what kind of gifts that we've taken during the year. Another big issue is Medicaid, and this one, there's going to be a lot of vigorous debate over whether to expand this to cover 400,000 uninsured individuals. But I know that we're going to have a great debate in the Virginia way about how we can go ahead and do this in an economically sustainable way, but also one that we can make sure that we provide the preventative health care for those 400,000 uninsured Virginians. We also have a lot of issues dealing with education and mental health. Two issues for education are SOL reform and also how do we make our colleges more affordable and accessible. On SOL reform, they've done Virginia a good job in terms of increasing accountability, but as many of you all know, they can also result in teaching to the test. And so how do you achieve that better balance? The devil's in the details. And so I was pleased to be appointed to the Education Reform Committee to work those details out. We've also been meeting with the different boards of visitors across the state, including those members from George Mason, to ensure that we can keep tuition more affordable and expand opportunities for admission. And last but not least, certainly we're going to be tackling mental health reform. Back with the Virginia Tech tragedy, we made some very important reforms only to lose a lot of them because of the budget cuts over the intervening years. We were reminded of why mental health is so important with the tragedy that happened with Senator Creed Deeds and the death of his son. And so it's something that we have a moral obligation to make sure that if somebody is having a mental health crisis, that we step in and we're able to support them. This year I'm carrying 13 bills and 2 budget amendments. My legislation includes increasing penalties against human trafficking, providing funding to reduce water pollution and restore the Chesapeake Bay. And an issue that's very important to me is privacy protection. And what we've discovered is that a lot of businesses, when they scan your card to identify you or figure out how old you are, they're actually saving that information and they're selling that for a profit, which I don't think is right if they've done that without your knowledge. These are just a few of the things that we're going to be dealing with down in the General Assembly. And what I'd like to say is this is your democracy. If you care about or are interested in any of those issues, or quite frankly, if there's other issues that you're interested in that you think we ought to be looking at, please make sure that you get involved and make sure that you contact me or come to one of my town hall meetings or email me. I love to hear from my constituents. If you'd like to sign up for my weekly updates, you can get those at my website, www.davidbulova.com. Have a great year, and look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.